وبركاته.
Hello everybody.
مساكم الله بالخير جميعا. يعطيكم العافية. الليلة في هذه اللحظة عندنا مرحلة جديدة راح تنطلق من هنا بحضوركم جميعا في جامعة الملك عبد الله للعلوم والتقنية.
And what a great adventure we now embark upon on this wonderful and lovely occasion at King Abdullah University of Science and Technology.
And on this very special occasion, I'd like to extend a particularly warm welcome to their Majesties, King Carl Gustaf and Queen Sylvia of Sweden, and His Highness, Prince Faisal bin Abdullah of Saudi Arabia. But of course, they're not the only guests here. We have 4,500 scouts from peace camps held all around Jeddah. Hello!
وطبعا تحية خاصة لكم أنتم الكشافة المتواجدين معنا في هذا المكان، وتحية أيضا للكشافة اللي يتابعونا حول العالم.
And of course, we also have many people watching from the comfort of their homes on YouTube. So hello to you.
الليلة الجميع راح يشارك في رحلة استكشافية لاستكشاف هذا العالم المسالم، وأنتم الكشافة راح تساعدونا لاستكشاف وإدراك هذا العالم.
That's very true. And tonight, together, we're sending a very important message to the entire world.
تود المملكة العربية السعودية والمنظمة الكشفية العالمية في ضم الجميع من أنحاء العالم نحو في إطار السلام أو الحوار من أجل السلام.
All you scouts here and all of you watching from home, you're true pioneers. You're the first of many millions who will take this message of peace and share it with others. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you messengers of peace.
Amongst our Boy Scouts and Girl Guides, there's not one who doesn't feel the bond of friendship and comradeship and brotherhood with those of other countries.
In Haiti, we are trying to bring young people from the refugee camp to the scout environment in order to help them to have activities, cultural activities, education activities, in order to prevent conflicts.
We're on a project to prevent youth violence in our country, El Salvador. Many young people get into the gangs. We want to provide them new ideas, new spaces where we can work together with them. I cannot imagine my life without the scouting, to feel that we are part of something big, of something that it's not only in my country, but all around the world.
I want to be a messenger of peace.
I want to be a messenger of peace.
我要当一位和平使者。
أود أن أكون أحد رسل السلام.
We want to be messengers of peace.
We are a messenger of peace.
I am a messenger of peace. I think we're all messengers of peace. This world needs dialogue. We have to talk to each other, regardless of our, background or our culture or religion. I think it's expected from every scout to be a messenger of peace, because we need a peaceful world, and we were created to have peace.
وزير التربية والتعليم ونائب رئيس جمعية الكشافة العربية السعودية لإلقاء كلمته.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now hear from His Highness Prince Faisal bin Abdullah, Minister of Education and Chief Scout of Saudi Arabia.
أحبتي الكرام، رحبوا معي بصاحب السمو الأمير فيصل بن عبد الله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى خاتمهم سيدنا محمد ومن تبعه بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن فقولا له قولا لينا لعله يذكر ويخشى. السلام عليكم وأهلا بكم ضيوفا في قلوبنا وأهلا لرسالتنا. أهلا بكم يا صاحب وصاحبة الجلالة وبصحبكم الكرام. أهلا بالكشافة العالمية وأهلا ومرحبا بالجميع. السلام هو الغاية والحوار هو الوسيلة، ورسل السلام هم حملة هذه الرسالة السامية والأمل لتحقيق هذا المفهوم الإنساني العظيم في عالم أحوج ما يكون الآن إلى الإيمان بتبني مثل هذه القيم الإنسانية المشتركة وتعميم مفهوم الحوار العالمي ورفع مستوى التواصل بين الثقافات والحضارات. الحوار هو مبدأ فطري يحقق الأهداف لمقاصد شرعت للإنسانية في التعايش والبناء والعطاء. فنحن من هذه الأرض الطيبة التي استؤمنا عليها والتي تهفو إليها الأفئدة من أقاصي البسيطة، وبإيماننا بالتشريع الإلهي الذي يجمع ولا يفرق ويبني ولا يهدم. تبنينا عام 2003 على يد خادم الحرمين الشريفين الملك عبد الله بن عبد العزيز تبنينا على يد خادم الحرمين الشريفين الملك عبد الله بن عبد العزيز مفهوم الحوار الوطني الذي يواصل ويواجه العقول والأفئدة لتناقش بكل شفافية ما يجمع كلمتها ويوحد رسالتها بكل قناعة ومصداقية، بدءا بالإنسان بنفسه. إن الله لا يغير ما بقوم حتى يغيروا ما بأنفسهم. صدق الله العظيم. وكان على يده أيده الله أن انطلقت الخطوة الكبرى، وذلك عندما دعا علماء الأمة الإسلامية إلى مكة المكرمة عام 2005 للتوقيع على مبادئ الحوار وتبني رسالته، ثم انطلق ممثلا لأمته إلى مدريد بمملكة أسبانيا عام 2008 بحوار أتباع الأديان والثقافات، ومنها إلى الأمم المتحدة عام 2009 ليسطر ويعلن من هذا المنبر الدولي عن إيمان صادق بحاجة العالم إلى العمل للتقارب والتفاهم والتعايش لإعمار الأرض بالسلام والمحبة. ولا ننسى الدعم الذي تشرفت بتقديمه إلى منظمة اليونسكو باسم خادم الحرمين الشريفين لتأسيس مشروع الملك عبد الله بن عبد العزيز الحوار والسلام. ومن هنا بعدما يقارب 10 سنوات من مسيرة الحوار التي يقودها خادم الحرمين الشريفين، حيث نحن الآن جئنا ممثلين لعالمنا وثقافاتنا المتنوعة تجمعنا في منطقة مكة المكرمة، والتي بها أول بيت وضع للناس، نحل ضيوفا بل أهلا في جامعة الملك عبد الله للعلوم والتقنية. حلم رجل منذ ما يقارب 30 عاما الذي تحقق في أقل من 3 أعوام ليكون معقل الحوار وحلوله، وليجمع أنبه العقول وأقدرها من جميع أنحاء العالم لإيجاد الحلول لعالمنا الذي هو أحوج ما يكون إليها لضمان مستقبل أجياله، فالماء والغذاء والطاقة أهداف استراتيجية للأبحاث في هذه الجامعة المستقبلية. إن وجود هذه العقول وفي هذه الجامعة والتي يمثل 3/4 طلابها قارات العالم يجسد التقارب والتواصل والتعايش والتكامل ووحدة الهدف في أبهى صوره وأشكاله، ويكون في الوقت نفسه أروع نموذج للحوار العالمي البناء بمفاهيم نبيلة لخدمة مستقبل الإنسانية وإعمار الأرض. إن ما سخره خادم الحرمين الشريفين رجل السلام بهدف السلام في هذه الجامعة هو ما دعانا لنمسك بيد هذا القائد الإنسان ونعاهده على أن يكون انطلاق مشروع رسل السلام من بيت الحكمة من هنا في أرض السلام، فلندخل جميعا هذه الحقبة التاريخية ولل10 سنوات المقبلة بإذن الله كرسل سلام وبسلام آمنين. إن رسل السلام تعبير نبع من إيمان صادق بالرسالة التطوعية للكشافة العالمية ومن رجل أمين ومؤمن بقدرات الإنسان متى ما مكن لخدمة أخيه الإنسان. فها نحن اليوم وبعد هدية السلام وما تحقق على أيدي رجال ونساء شباب وفتيات من دول العالم كافة من نجاحات ساعدت وساهمت على أشد أزر بعضنا البعض ووقوفنا سندا للمحتاج وعونا للمكروب، نحتفي بتدشين مسيرة رسل السلام، تلك المسيرة التي نتمنى أن يحملها كشاف العالم مطرزة بمثل الكشافة العالمية وقيمها النبيلة. اليوم كلنا رسل السلام، وغدا ومستقبلا سيبرهن هذا البرنامج بإذن الله محمولا في ثنايا كل كشاف أن الإنسان قادر على السلام والوقوف ومساعدة أخيه الإنسان. فشكرا لكم، شكرا لكم يا صاحب الجلالة الملك كارل غوستاف لدعمكم لمقترح رسل السلام، وشكرا لخادم الحرمين الشريفين لتبني مشروعنا النبيل، وشكرا 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 لجميع من ساهم في تحقيق ما سيقدمه كل كشاف لكل محتاج في عالمنا الصغير. So be a messenger of peace and may peace be upon you all. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Tonight, we welcome you, scouts of all countries, seated side by side with your Saudi brethren. You have come here to our kingdom, this land of peace. You have come to this city, Jeddha, to the famed King Abdullah University of Science and Technology, to help us send a message out into the world. A message of tolerance, respect, service, and peace. Core values of the Scouts, core values of all the great faiths, that we have a duty to help one another, that we can live in partnership, that we must reach out the hand of friendship and peace. And so we're asking you Scouts here tonight, to lead the way for your millions of brothers and sisters to go out into your communities, to reach out a hand, to be a messenger of peace.
Now, we have 94 countries represented here tonight, and these countries will take a very special gift home with them to spread this message of peace in their communities. Morocco,
المغرب،
Tunisia,
تونس،
Mexico,
المكسيك،
South Africa,
جنوب افريقيا،
Nicaragua, Cambodia,
كمبوديا،
Niger,
النيجر،
Georgia,
جورجيا،
India,
الهند،
Romania,
رومانيا،
Japan,
اليابان،
Nigeria,
نيجيريا،
Yemen,
اليمن،
Rwanda,
رواندا،
Croatia,
كرواتيا،
Russia,
روسيا،
United States of America,
الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية،
Moldova,
مالديفيا،
Zimbabwe,
الزيمبابوي،
Namibia,
ناميبيا،
Ivory Coast,
ساحل العاج،
Mauritius,
موريتشس،
Mauritania,
موريتانيا،
Estonia,
استونيا،
Ireland,
ايرلندا،
United Arab Emirates,
الإمارات العربية المتحدة،
Norway,
النرويج،
Iceland, Ethiopia,
إثيوبيا،
Singapore,
سنغافورة،
Indonesia,
إندونيسيا،
Armenia,
أرمينيا،
Swaziland,
سوازيلندا،
Italy,
إيطاليا،
Pakistan,
باكستان،
Switzerland,
سويسرا،
Azerbaijan,
أذربيجان،
Ecuador,
الإكوادور،
Malawi,
ملاوي،
Australia,
أستراليا،
South Korea,
كوريا الجنوبية،
Sri Lanka,
سريلانكا،
Estonia,
استونيا،
Jordan,
الأردن،
Oman,
عمان،
Angola,
أنغولا،
Bahrain,
البحرين،
Ghana,
غانا،
Uganda,
أوغندا،
Brazil,
البرازيل،
France,
فرنسا،
Ukraine,
أوكرانيا،
Portugal,
البرتغال،
Palestine,
فلسطين،
Nepal,
النيبال،
the Bahamas,
جزر البهاما،
Finland,
فنلندا.
Egypt,
مصر.
Algeria,
الجزائر.
Luxembourg,
لوكسمبورغ.
Burundi,
بوروندي.
Denmark,
الدنمارك.
Malaysia,
ماليزيا.
United Kingdom,
المملكة المتحدة.
El Salvador,
السلفادور.
Qatar,
قطر.
Belgium,
بلجيكا.
Senegal,
السنغال.
Colombia,
كولومبيا.
Bulgaria,
بلغاريا.
Sudan,
السودان.
Kazakhstan,
كازاخستان.
Bangladesh,
بنغلاديش.
Sweden,
السويد.
Panama,
بنما.
the Netherlands,
هولندا.
Kenya,
كينيا.
Haiti,
هايتي.
Lebanon,
لبنان.
China,
الصين.
Bolivia,
بوليفيا.
the Philippines,
الفلبين.
Belarus,
بيلاروسيا.
Cameroon,
الكاميرون.
Thailand,
تايلاندا.
Congo,
الكونغو.
Trinidad and Tobago,
ترينداد توباكو.
Kuwait,
الكويت.
Chad,
تشاد.
Maldives,
المالديف.
Chile,
تشيلي.
Germany,
ألمانيا.
Canada,
كندا.
Thank you very much to Luc Paniso and Dr. Abdullah.
شكرا جزيلا للدكتور عبد الله الفهد وسعادة السيد لوط.
We will now begin the procession of the flags. right, so now that we're here in Saudi Arabia, where intercultural dialogue is second nature, we've had a special challenge put forth by King Abdullah to the Scouts. Let's see just what that challenge is.
It is King Abdullah's devout belief that intercultural dialogue is one of the true roads to peace, that our deepest truths are shared truths, and that each new generation must strive to answer the call to leadership, friendship, dialogue, to find common ground and foster peace. This is King Abdullah's challenge to us all. There is no greater prize or higher calling. Later this year, with the opening of the Dialogue Center in Vienna, Saudi Arabia will continue to play its part. And so, King Abdullah looks to the Scouts, 30 million strong across 216 countries, to answer the call. And he looks to you, Scouts, to light the way for your millions of brothers and sisters, to be our messengers of peace.
Assalamu alaikum. May peace be with you. It's only right and proper that an initiative, a global initiative like the Messengers of Peace, is born in a country where you greet a stranger that you don't know, peace be with you. We've all heard the challenge from the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz. This is our challenge, to be messengers of peace. And you know, I believe that Scouts around the world are ready to answer his call. It's in our blood. You know, when he witnessed the almost industrial horrors, the industrial scale of warfare in the First World War, the founder of the World Scout movement almost turned overnight into a man of peace. Robert Baden-Powell, the accomplished general, the warrior, he became a man of peace. He set up the World Scout Jamboree as a place where Scouts could talk, understand each other, and build peace within their nations and between their nations. He may have been the first Scout with this mission, but he surely was not the last, and he's not the only one. He called on every Scout to do a good deed every day, and that is a small messenger of peace from every Scout around the world, to their family, to their friends, to their community. And Scouts have been engaged in that mission ever since. But you know, to take the first step all alone can be a very lonely and a very scary thing. When the first Rwanda Scout took a step between the Hutus and Tutsis that crossed the line there after the genocide, that Scout must have felt very much alone. When the first Scout in Salvador took a step towards the street gangs that were killing each other, that must have been a very scary moment. And many years ago, when I took my first step into the intercommunity conflict in my country, I'll tell you that was indeed a very lonely and a very scary moment. But when I crossed the line, I found a Scout from the other community waiting for me there. As a Scout, when you carry out a project like this, you're not alone. You know, 10 years ago, when King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz called on Scouts to be messengers of peace, since then, 10 million Scouts have answered the call. Now we're starting phase 2. But what's the difference between now and then? The simple thing that today we are all connected. We have some partners here from Google, but most scouts here are on Facebook. And that is how we're going to get everybody together. A month or so ago, thousands of scouts were in the World Scout Jamboree. They signed up as messengers of peace. They declared that each of them individually was a messengers of peace. Each one filled out his own form. But see what they look like when all of those scouts are put together. Look at that Google map and exactly what it looks like to have 15,000 scouts all together. That's not bad. But wait, 15,000, it's not very many when you have a movement of 30 million. How, Musa, do you think we're going to make this bigger? You know, we've had 4,500 scouts at a peace camp here in Jeddha for the last week. Do you think that those 4,500 scouts are ready to become messengers of peace? What do you think?
Well, give me a moment, let me ask them.
Okay.
طيب يا شباب، سمعنا كلمات السيد جون قبل شوي. هل تبغون تكونون رسل سلام؟ ما اسمع يا شباب، ودكم تكونون رسل سلام؟ طيب، ابغاكم تسمعوني. نحن رسل السلام. اقوى يا شباب، نحن رسل السلام. They are ready.
I think we take that as a yes.
Yes.
Very good. Well done. That's amazing. Now, hold on a second. 4,500 and 15, that's almost 20,000.
Yeah.
That's not bad. But, I mean, we're talking about 31 million scouts in the World Scout movement. What are we going to do? Phil, you got a few friends over here.
That I have.
Who have we got sitting here? Abdullah Fahad from the Saudi Arabian Scout Association.
That's right. Yeah. Say hello.
100,000.
100,000 messengers of peace from Saudi Arabia within the next 12 months. Bob Mazuka from the Boy Scouts of America.
110,000.
Whoa! From India, we have Khalid. Khalid, how many scouts do you think we're going to have from India over the next 12 months?
I'm giving a very modest figure of 300,000.
300,000 messengers of peace. Very impressive. Jemima, you're the chairman of African Scouting. How many scouts do you think will become messengers of peace in the next 12 months from the Africa region?
With a trickling effect, 700,000.
700,000, amazing. JR, you come from the Philippines. You got 3 million scouts in the Philippines. How many scouts do you think are going to be messengers of peace in the next 12 months?
We'll have 1 million from the Boy Scouts of the Philippines.
1 million? That's not bad, guys. Let's have a clear cheer for the Philippine scouts. That's not bad. But hold on a second. We have, hey, Noor, you come from Indonesia. You have 20 million scouts in Indonesia. Within the next 12 months, how many million scouts do you think we're going to have from Indonesia as messengers of peace?
2 million.
2 million scouts. That's a real cheer we need. So when we add all of that together, what kind of figure do we come up with? Collie, can you do the additions? $4.219 million. That's great. Let's have a cheer for the Scouts. But hold on a second. We have another guest. I think we have Katrina Stenu, who is a special representative of the United Nations, UNESCO body. Katrina, what have you got to tell us?
Oh, we aspire to have the whole world youth as messengers for peace.
And you have a message, I think, from the Director General. Would you like to come up here and give that message? Let's have a cheer for Katrina.
Thank you. Your Majesty, the King of Sweden, Your Royal Highness, Prince Faisal, Excellencies, dear Scouts, distinguished guests. On behalf of the UNESCO Director General, Mrs. Irina Bokova, allow me to congratulate His Majesty King Abdullah and the Prince Faisal, Minister of Education, for their commitment to promote peace through a genuine dialogue, a mission which is at UNESCO's heart. UNESCO's thanks go to the Saudi authorities for inviting us today in this exceptional program seeking to sow the seeds of peace through dialogue in the minds of herds of boys and girls all around the world.
Thank you very much, Katrina, and please give our best regards to the Director General. I think what a great recognition for the World Scout movement. Luke, you should take a pat on the back. The United Nations recognises the contribution of Scouting towards world peace, and also, more importantly, the recognition of the United Nations that here in Saudi Arabia is the birthplace of the science of dialogue that you do so well. Thank you very much, Katrina. I think, Prince Faisal, what you've heard so far is amazing. I think you have to go back to King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz and say thank you very much on behalf of 31 million Scouts. You have to tell him that we're deeply grateful for his faith in the Scout movement. We appreciate his moral support, but above all, we appreciate his inspirational leadership. Please tell him we will not let him down. And to everybody looking in tonight on YouTube, if you haven't already done so, please go to our website, please go to the Facebook page and sign in as a messenger of peace. When you take the first step to do a small project in your community, this can be a scary time, but remember, you're not alone. This is a huge network. Take part in one of the most exciting things that's hit the world of young people in the last few years. Everybody here in this stadium is a messenger of peace. You can be too. And Google, you've got to get more red spots for that map, because we're going to need 20 million of them. Thank you very much, Your Highness. Thank you very much, Your Majesties. Thank you very much, Scouts. Let's all be messengers of peace.
غمض عيونك واسرح بكونك تخيل معايا إنه عالمنا واحد كلنا يساعد والحب فيه يجمعنا. We're all friends, no matter how different or where we come from, we live as one. بينا حنا ما بين ايديك صرنا وبكلمة من مليك.
We are messengers of peace, unified nations from the work we've done. They keep us going on. We are messengers of peace, unified nations from the work we've done. They keep us going on.
Start with yourself, change your perception, create a better place, keeps the world in the right direction.
ابدأ برحلة معنا، رحلة حضارة، رحلة رسالة، كلها قيم ومعنى.
Start your journey with us with deep emotion. Keep our heads up high, no limits till we reach the sky.
رسل السلام نوحد بالعمل وبالكلام. رسل السلام نحو القمم بالفعل وبالأحلام.
الحين افتح عينك، شيل الحاجز بيني وبينك، خليك دايم جنبي قريب ولا لا تفكر اني غريب. حنا بدينا نبني العالم لو قدرنا بس نتفاهم. اسمر احمر ابيض اصفر، عمر الرحله ما تتعثر، عمر اللغه ما كانت مانع والاجناس لا ما تمانع. للسلام انت مانع دافع، خليك دايم نجمك ساطع. للسلام انت دافع، خليك دايم نجمك ساطع. سر القوه بالاخلاص والطموح هو الاساس. حدد هدفك، ابدا عملك، واصل املك مهما خذلك.
All for the cause, tap and a pause, clap and applaud if it's peace that you want. Aim for the goal, I'm playing my role. Feel real peace with the things
faith that we hold. Express me your wise with words that are bold. Try to silver the platinum and gold. Cleanse your soul for the end of the road, cause with these words it's peace we hold. مهما كثرت الآلام can't let us down. ما بتتحطم الأحلام. Light up a lamp لا تتعنى. Give it no thought. Give it a boost when you feel that you lost. لا يا غالي لا تبالي. Pain is a ghost when peace is a host. لنا رسل الصلاة.
Nos ayudan a avanzar, sos una fuerte de paix, des peuples rassemblés, mais il faut du passé, nous aide à avancer. حنا مع بعض مهما بعدنا، نبقى للأبد والكل يسمعنا. يا ليلى دانا يا لدانا لدانا، 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 يا ليلى دانا يا لدانا لدانا. We are messengers of peace, unify nations from the work we've done that keep us going on. We are messengers of peace, unify nations from the work we've done that keep us going on.
أحبة الكشافة، رحبوا معي جميعا بالرجل الملقب بالسويد بالملك الكشاف. رحبوا معي جميعا بصاحب الجلالة ملك السويد.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to hear from the man known in Sweden as the Scout King. Please welcome on stage Your Majesty, King Carl Gustaf of Sweden.
جلالة ملك السويد الملك كارل جوستاف.
Your Royal Highnesses, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, and dear Scouts, it is a great honor to be here and to see so many Scouts gathered here in one place, and also so many friends of Scouting. Thank you for all coming. This ceremony reminds me on a similar event, the World Scout Jamboree, which we hosted in Sweden just over a month ago. 38,000 Scouts from 150 countries showed great spirit and energy when they came together to share a commitment to make the world a better place to live. Both the Queen and myself strongly felt the sense of responsibility that the Scouts showed at that jamboree. They all stood up and showed what it means to be a Scout. Tonight we have seen the result of one man, Robert Baden-Powell, who during his time was a great leader. And thanks to him, Close to 1 billion people have become scouts during the last 100 years. Amazing figure. About only 10 years ago, King Abdullah called on scouts to be messengers of peace. And since then, we have grown to be 10 million scouts working for peace in 110 countries all over the world. Together, we are a strong organization. When I was a young scout, I felt like I was part of something big. To be a good friend and a leader does not always come easy. Sometimes you feel alone and seek support and need somebody to trust. And as you all know, as a scout, you are never alone. You see from the map, I hope you see from the map that you are not alone. So let us join King Abdullah in his new challenge to all of us to reach 20 million messengers of peace all over the world. As a scout, we stand strong together. As a scout, we help our friends and our neighbors. As a scout, we are messengers for peace. Thank you and good luck.
Your Majesty, if you'll stay on stage for a special presentation, I'd like to ask my friend Anton to bring up His Highness Prince Faisal bin Abdullah for a very special presentation. Now, not only has King Abdullah, the custodian of the two holy mosques, given scouts a challenge, he's also decided to support World Scouting and the Messengers for Peace by making a generous contribution.
الآن المفاجأة الكبرى. خادم الحرمين الشريفين الملك عبد الله بن عبد العزيز لم يلقب الكشافة برسل السلام فقط، بل دعمهم ودعم رسل السلام بكل سخاء.
ومعا يا شباب نبدأ وياكم بالعد التنازلي. وطبعا العد التنازلي تهاوشت انا وصديقي فيليب في مساله من اللي بيقول العد التنازلي، فاتفقنا على ان نكون نعد بالعربي وبالانجليزي سوا. مفهوم يا شباب؟ يلا نبدا.
The check. We have a presentation first, of course. May we have the scout, please? This is certainly a cause for celebration. Can we have a round of applause? Now, if you would please take your positions around this love button. I bet you're wondering, brothers and sisters scouts, how we will get the message out to all of our brothers and sisters, and the answer is quite simple. With the push of this button, Their Majesties will send a very important message to the 15,000 scouts who are already leading the way as messengers of peace and spark them to action.
وبالطبع يا اخواني اكيد راح تسالون كيف راح تنشر هذه الرساله، رساله السلام.
And now we will begin the countdown, right?
والان يا شباب زي ما قلت لكم نبدا بالعد التنازلي بالعربي ثم الانجليزي. اوكي؟ يلا نبدا.
10
9
8
7
6
5
4
3
2
1
Push the button!
I want to be a messenger of peace.
I want to be a messenger of peace.
أود أن أكون أحد رسل السلام.
We want to be messengers of peace.
I want to be a messenger of peace.
We are a messenger of peace.